97.5 WFHR and 105.5 WIRI, your Wisconsin Rapids home for locally grown radio. Here's your Daily News Roundup.
From the Wisconsin Rapids Local Newsroom, I'm Melissa Kay. There's an informational meeting tonight in Wisconsin Rapids. A group of local citizens is calling on residents to oppose a data center possibly being built near the river. The Wisconsin Rapids Common Council unanimously approved a zoning change earlier this month that would allow data centers to be built within the community. Mayor Matt Zacher before the Common Council vote on April 14th.
We don't want to cut ourselves off either. If the electricity is being created by Quebco and it's being brought in and they're solvent and we have data centers in with some employees and they're using power, which electric companies need to sell in order to be strong, I don't think we want to cut ourselves off at the knees. I think we want to make sure we have some safeguards, but we don't want to make it so that we can't, bring some in if that's what is best suits our community and our services that we have here. So, thank you.
The informational meeting is at Wisconsin Rapids Area Middle School tonight at 6 p.m. Special guests include Charlie Behrens, Dr. Brittany Keys, Prescott Balch, and the Wisconsin Farmers Union. No Mow May will not be offered this year in the city of Wisconsin Rapids. The Common Council voted not to adopt the No Mow May program this year. To help pollinators thrive, the city recommends limiting or eliminating chemical treatments on your lawns, allowing native plants to flower, then mow before they go to seed. Allow your grass to grow 6 to 7 inches before cutting the tips off at your highest mower deck height. And consider waiting to remove winter leaves from your yard until you notice blooming trees and flowers with active bees. Local news at the top and bottom of every hour throughout the day or on demand anytime at WFHR.com and WIRI.FM. From the Wisconsin Rapids Local Newsroom, I'm Melissa Kay.
With Civic Media News, I'm Terry Miller. Millions of dollars in federal COVID relief money sent to Wisconsin schools is now under scrutiny, and the state may have to repay it. A federal audit says the Department of Public Instruction gave funds to nearly 200 ineligible private schools and lacked proper oversight. State officials push back, saying they followed federal guidance and that the claims are based on missing or misunderstood information. Federal officials are reviewing the findings and will decide what happens next. Wisconsin Rapids is taking early steps towards possibly bringing a data center to the area, while also hearing concerns from people living there. City leaders have approved a zoning update to define and regulate data centers before any proposals are formally submitted. Officials say they want to be proactive, as other communities have struggled with similar projects. A local group opposed to the idea is holding a meeting, and a public hearing is set for early May. Another attempt to redraw Wisconsin's congressional maps has failed in court, keeping the current lines intact. Judges say they're bound by the state Supreme Court, which has ruled these kinds of political questions can't be decided by lower courts. The challenge came from a group arguing the maps are unfair to Democrats. Backers of the maps call the decision a win, and the case could now move to appeal. The Madison Metropolitan School District is expected to see a significant decline in enrollment. Projections reported by the Cap Times show the district expects to lose more than 700 students over the next 5 years. Those numbers came from the district's initiative to redraw district maps, which will be voted on next February. The report comes after Madison lost about 100 students for this school year. More news can be found at civicmedia.us.
A scary moment for a Brewers pitcher. Hi, I'm Mike Clemens with sports. Game 2 of the Brewers and Arizona Diamondbacks is tonight at AmFam Field. Some scary moments last night for the Brewers pitcher Chad Patrick, who said he lost his vision while on the mound in the second inning.
I couldn't see a good 15, 20 seconds. Felt like my eyeballs were at the top of my head. Like it was like blurry. I don't know. It was just a weird feeling, feeling I definitely don't want to have again.
The 27-year-old right-hander had his blood pressure checked later. Manager Pat Murphy.
He threw up in between innings and had some stomach stuff that he's battled all year. And then when he got back out there, like the blood kind of rushed to his head or whatever, and he couldn't focus for a minute. So we gave him a little break, and then he was fine.
The Brewers went on to win 13-2 thanks to an 8-run rally in the 6th. College basketball, more March Madness. A proposal to expand the tournament from 68 to 76 teams next year. The NCAA to make a decision next month. With Sports, I'm Mike Clemens.
It is going to be partly to mostly cloudy with a sprinkle or two possible this afternoon. We'll get to around 54 for a high today. Tonight, partly to mostly cloudy. We're going to drop into the mid to upper 30s tomorrow. Partly to mostly cloudy with a sprinkle or two in the afternoon and a high near 50. I'm meteorologist Sean Cable.
That's your Wisconsin Rapids News Roundup from WIRI and WFHR, locally grown radio. Find more news anytime at WFHR.com and WIRI.FM. Subscribe to this podcast on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you find your podcasts.